It's been 18 years, in fact, since the Uphaar tragedy. But in fact, it's also been 1 year since the arguments on sentencing have even begun in court. My colleague Tanima Biswas has the details.
I really don't know whether I'll still be alive to see justice for my children. I have spent my entire youth in the courts.
It's been 18 years since a fire tragedy killed 59 people at the Uphaar cinema hall in the national capital. But people who lost their families, like Neelam Krishnamurthy, whose 2 young children died in the tragedy, are still awaiting the last word of the law. Gopal and Sushil Ansal, the proprietors of Uphaar cinema, were convicted on charges of contributory negligence by the top court in March 2014. But a year on, arguments on sentencing haven't yet begun, because the bench of judges have been unable to decide on the quantum of punishment.
I'm definitely not very hopeful. I don't know, although the order says the matter to be listed in April, because even last year, in the month of April, in 2014, the order was the matter should be listed in the month of July, which never got listed. If it's going to be item 19 or 20, the matter will probably take another 6 months or maybe another year.
It's not just this case. There are 2 other cases related to the tragedy, one related to tampering of evidence and another one to do with criminal intimidation. Both have been in court for over 8 years since the FIRs were lodged.
Delay in the disposal of a case, where the delay is not caused by the client, but by the nature of the proceedings in the trial court, then the High Court, then the Supreme Court, and the overcrowding of the court calendars. Now that is a torture. That's an additional torture than the final punishment that you might get. And it also causes serious injustice, apart from anything else. Commission after commission, law commissions, they have reported that we need 5 times the number of judges that we have today.
There are 16,000 criminal cases pending at the Apex Court, and recently 2 benches were set up to deal with this backlog. But experts point out that it's not just a matter of imbalance between number of cases versus number of available courts and judges.
About 99.9% of the cases are in fact buzz cases. The media wants it, it reports it. Nobody quite understands how the Supreme Court actually works. As far as Jayalalitha was concerned, for me, bail is always an issue of urgency. Whether she should have got it or not, that's another matter altogether. 2 benches for 16,000 cases is an absurdity. It is bad management.
Even for a case that has shaken our collective conscience, a decision on appeals against the conviction and death sentence in the Delhi gang rape case is still stuck in the Supreme Court. The trial court had wrapped up proceedings in 8 months and the Delhi High Court in 6 months. But appeal against the High Court order has only been heard thrice since last year at the Apex Court.
Supreme Court has time to take up cases of politicians like Jayalalitha and Mayaben Kodnani overnight, but it has no time to take up cases like this. Why should it take more than 2 or 4 weeks in the appeal court or in the Supreme Court?
Even for high-profile matters like the Uphaar fire tragedy, cases have dragged on for years and there's still no closure in sight for the victims. This begs the question whether judicial reforms are urgently needed, in fact the need of the hour, to end this agonizing wait for justice. With camera person Manavendra Gautam reporting from Delhi, Tanima Biswas for NDTV.